So now I'm going to make rewire connections. This requires a little bit of rewire theory. I'm going to have to close both programs and reopen Studio One first. Basically, the first program that's opened is the one that is considered the rewire master. So I'm going to quit Notion, making certain that I save my work. And I'm going to quit Studio One, also making certain that I save my work. And then I'm going to reopen Studio One first, and it will be the rewire master. I'm going to open the project that I was working on. And now Studio One, since it is the first rewire program that's open, will be the master or the controller of any other program that's opened. To assign a rewire program, it's fairly simple. I go to the Mix menu, I go to Instruments in the browser, and under Rewire Instruments, I have two choices, Notion or Transport. I click Notion, I drag it, and I drop it into the Instruments column. You'll notice that that assigns Notion as an instrument in Studio One, and it allows you to open the application in this dialog box. I'll do that. It opens Notion. I open the file that I had open previously. This was the excerpt video example file that I had created earlier. And then I have to check one thing. Under Notion Preferences, I have to make certain that Enable Rewire is checked. I usually leave this checked, but it may not be checked on your system. If it isn't, click it. It may require an authorization, and then you'll have to quit Notion and reopen it, and Rewire will be enabled. In this case, I didn't have to do that because I typically leave Rewire enabled in Notion. I'm going to adjust the window so that I can see both windows at the same time. And then I'm going to change the view in Notion from page view to continuous view. And that way the score will be a continuous score view without page transitions. It's just easier to follow. And to check that, you can use the transport button, hit play, and you'll notice that the transport of Notion is following along. It's also playing the Notion audio into this audio channel that I created. I don't necessarily want that Notion audio. It's nice to hear, but I'm interested in Studio One audio now. So I'm going to open the Notion mixer, and I'm going to mute the sound output from Notion. Now when I go back to Studio One, click the play button, the transport still follows, but there will be no sound in this Notion channel. One other thing I'll do is adjust the song setup in Studio One so that the measures match up. The measure numbers are identical. You'll notice right now, measure 1 is the start of the track in Studio One, but measure 2 is where the music starts playing. I want to change that to make the first measure 0 in Studio One. I do that through Song and Song Setup, and I change the bar offset to -1. And now 0 is at the beginning, and the first measure with notes starts at measure 1, same as in Notion. And that way, when I go to measure 5 in Notion, if I want to start playing there, or measure 6, the transports will align and the measure numbers will be synchronized across the two programs.